Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber McIntyre and I'm a business strategist, and I feel like it has been a long time since I made my last video, but honestly we have been in the process of creating a new offer, really revamping some of our content strategies, and so I apologize, but we are back. If you are an entrepreneur, an aspiring entrepreneur, and or a small business owner, make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe, because on this channel we share business strategies, marketing concepts, marketing strategies, content strategies, and what every business should be doing. So go ahead and hit subscribe. All right, you guys, let's hop into it. So today I wanted to talk specifically to those people who are trying to build and grow a business and they still have a 9 to 5. If that is not you, go ahead and jump off of this episode. This one is just specifically for those people. So if you are still working a 9 to 5, especially if your 9 to 5 is pretty time consuming, so like maybe your salary and you work more than your average 40 hours a week, or even in the sense of maybe you have a corporate gig and you have a family, right? So all of these things combined could really play into you building your business. So if this is you, if this description fits, super busy life, already have another obligation when it comes to work, you don't really have hours upon hours upon hours that you can invest into your business, this episode's for you. So diving right into it, the number one thing that you need in order to build your business while working a 9 to 5 is time management. I know that probably seems simplistic, but honestly, it's just as difficult as it is easy. Time management means that not only are you balanced, right? Not only do you have some great planning involved, but you actually make time for building your business. The best way you can do this, so there's an online tool that's called Asana. It's like your project management, task-oriented tool that you literally can chuck things in, assign a due date to it, and then it'll actually send you email notifications letting you know the number one thing you have to get started. One moment, you guys. I feel like out of nowhere my throat started getting dry. So time management is very important, and if you have a 9 to 5, typically the midday or the middle of your day is already taken up from your job, right? So then that tells us that you either have early mornings and or late nights to actually prioritize time to get your job done. There's some people that even leverages their lunch breaks. So what you have to do in regards to time management is first look at everything that you already have to do. So pull up your calendar and literally block off time that's already taken, right? So for instance, using myself as an example, I have a 9 to 5 that's taken. There was a time where we were taking my son to football practice 3 days a week, and then one day on the weekend he had a football game. So then it's like blocking those time off. Those times are taken, even though practice days I was actually working in the car, but I couldn't actually take on any client calls or do any type of recordings or anything like that. So I will block those time off of my calendar. If you're a parent who has to pick your kid up from school or commute to any type of practice or anything, make sure you block that off. If you know that you go to your parents every other Sunday, make sure you block that off. So whatever prior obligations that you already have, block it off on your calendar. This allows us to see a realistic outline of the time that we have on a day-to-day basis. Once you have that blocked off, look at the time that's still available. So all the empty space on your calendar, and I recommend looking at a week preview in your calendar. So block it off. Pull up your calendar, look at all the empty space that you still have. Now decide how much of that time are you willing to invest in your business. So maybe you get up an hour earlier in the mornings, and 1 hour in the AM you are going to devote to your business, and then you're going to stay up an hour later in the night to work on your business. So you are committed to 2 hours a day. Block it in your calendar, set reminders, because that's one of the things that I like about electronic calendars. So I'm one of them people, like, I have to have both. I have to have my paper, my planner, and then I also have to have electronic. With the electronic ones, I love that it comes with the reminders. You can snooze it and it'll come back, whereas the paper is only as good if you check it. So I recommend both. Speaking of planners with time management, I absolutely love the Full Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt. So it comes like this. There are some that I have that I do like a giveaway. They actually have the spine and not the spiral. But this planner, it's a quarterly planner. But what I absolutely love about it, so let's just pull up Sunday. Don't judge me because I didn't do my Sunday one yet. But right here, you see how it has you pick out the top 3. List your top 3 most important tasks. Then you can list out any other task. On the other side, you have like a note section. You can even put over here how much time it actually took you to do something specific. I love this planner so much because it helps me avoid overwhelm, because not only am I an entrepreneur, I'm a solopreneur, meaning that I still do everything in my business by myself. So being able to prioritize your top 3 tasks allows you to, one, feel accomplished that you got things done, because we either feel like we did more than what we actually did, or we didn't do enough, and usually the truth is somewhere in the middle. And so once you get your top 3 priority tasks done, and then you can move into the rest of your list, not only do you get a satisfaction of marking things off, you get that sense of accomplishment, but you also, once those top 3 priorities are done, let's say your husband or your significant other asks to go out for dinner, like, you know that you've accomplished what you absolutely had to get done today, so go and enjoy time with your family. That's one of the biggest things when it comes to building a business. You either are devoting all of your free time to your business, or you're not devoting enough, and we really have to find that balance. Ultimately, that freedom is what you are wanting in a business. So like, you have to kind of set boundaries for your personal life. So like, my husband and my kids know I have to do YouTube videos. I have to record a podcast. I have client meetings. Those times are non-negotiable. On the flip side, I have to understand that if it's not those things, I have to make time for the family. So number 1 is time management. Excuse me. The second one is time and money. So time management kind of leads us right into the section about time. But with time, there's also money, because time is money. And I see a lot of things on the internet where they are pretty much making it seem like it's going to be super fast, or you are guaranteed this return of investment, or no ads required, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't put money in, if you don't have money to start, then you don't get to have a business. So there's all these freaking blanket statements out in the industry right now. And the bottom line is, it takes both. If you are going to build and scale a business that is profitable, you are going to have to invest time and money. It's not an or statement. You have to do both. Now, how much of each is definitely negotiable. So, for instance, for somebody that may only work part-time, right? Or you may be a stay-at-home parent, you obviously have the time. Maybe the money is where you just don't have an abundant amount of money, which I don't really know anyone who has an abundant amount of money. But maybe actually putting a financial investment into the business, that's a big investment. That's just not in the cards for you right now. So you actually would have to invest more time into your business to get things done that somebody could either pay and delegate out, or someone else could pay and invest $2,000 into paid advertisement, whereas you may have to do organic reach and organically build your traffic. So time and money is required, but here's the thing that you can't get around. You cannot get around showing up in your business, and that's time. As a CEO and as a business owner, it is your number one obligation to actually dictate where the business is going. You have to figure out the vision of the company. You have to actually implement strategies to hit that goal, to get to that point of where you're pushing the company. And then you have to test out different tactics within that strategy to get the business where it needs to be. You cannot get around that, whether you are doing it, whether you're hiring someone else to do it. Even if you hired someone and they're doing the legwork, you still have to quality check. You have to go in and make sure they're doing their job right. You have to create the job descriptions. You have to make sure that they're properly trained and that they have the best interests of the business. Like, you still have to invest time in some degree or the other as the business owner. There's no getting around that. Same thing with money. I don't care if you have your startup or if every time you get paid, you take $100 out and you set it to the side for the business. You have to invest into your company, whether that looks like tools, whether that may be certain subscriptions, so services that you need to run your business properly, whether that's delegating and hiring help. So whether you actually get a contractor, an employee, and or use something like Fiverr.com, where it's a lot of freelancers and they can give you the price of how much they charge you for their projects, you have to invest. And those are only just small investments. Like, you have to, like, if you're doing YouTube, you have to get a mic. Like, you can actually even tell, and if my background's messy, I apologize, but there's a microphone right there. That's the pod mic from Rode. And over there, that's the Blue Yeti microphone. And so equipment, right? Until you can find the right thing. And I still use those mics, but I use them for different things. This is my baby. This is the Shure SM7B. By far my favorite microphone, but it took me a while to get here. I needed to figure out what I wanted in equipment and setup. All of that is investment. Not only is that a time investment to sit down and figure out with all the freaking equipment what suits you best, but then there's a financial investment to actually purchase the equipment. So no matter what the task is, no matter how you break it down, time and money is required for your business to actually grow and sustain a profitable business. I am struggling with my words today. Number 3, which is something that a lot of people are talking about, but not in the sense that I'm about to say it. Find an expert to help you. Here's the thing. I do not believe in, although I'm a business coach, I'm a business strategist. I actually help my clients actually start, build, and scale their businesses online through a business development program, We actually will sit there and help you come up with a personalized marketing strategy, teach you all the tips, teach you how to set up and run your Facebook ads. If you don't have the money for advertisement, we will push you and encourage you to run some, because even if you don't have a high conversion rate in Facebook ads, the data that Facebook can pull for you for your market research is unmatched. But we teach all of our clients all these different things, and ultimately we help them create a profitable business that they can work on and not necessarily work in the long run, right? So also helping them with their business structures, legality, websites, funnels, all that good stuff. However, even though I am a professional and I have my own business development program and all of these different things, this is definitely my niche. I don't believe in going broke for one. A lot of times when I was first starting my business and I would get on these sales calls, I would be told that, invest in your future. I even did a fitness program one time and they were like, well, you're not serious because you're not willing to bet on yourself and invest in yourself. And if you're not really to invest in you, then who is? And I get that that's an amazing sales tactic. But I also believe mental health is important. Do I think that you need to invest in yourself? Absolutely. Invest in your business? Absolutely. Is it worth getting a business coach? 100%. Do I think that you should go broke getting that coach? I do not. So if your coach offers a payment plan or you're expert in whatever field that you're looking for, if they offer a payment plan and you can swing that, and it may require you to sacrifice a little bit, but not to the point where you're worried about your bills, I say go for it, because you need to pay for this service to keep you committed. People that do not pay, they don't show up. I'm telling you from experience. But when you have to pay a little bit more, that makes you a little uncomfortable. It makes you sacrifice. You're more willing to show up to get the result that you wanted in the first place. But if you overinvest at a time where it impacts your mental, then it impacts because everything starts in your head, right? So a thought becomes a feeling can cause an action, and then an action would actually cause a certain situation that you're going into. So it's like, if over investing in this is going to mess with your mindset, which then is going to make you not even want to show up in the program and actually implement what the program is teaching you, it's not worth it. So if you do not have the money to hire an expert, consume their free content first. Right now, content is king. YouTube and Google. Google is the number one search engine in the world, and YouTube is number 2. You can find so much free and valuable information online. The key is you are going to then invest a lot of time trying to piece all the free content together to actually create a strategy that you can implement step by step. So if you don't have the money, understand you're going to invest a lot of time trying things wrong, half understanding things, not really understanding how to dissect your numbers. But it's out there. It's possible. You can do it. Or you find an expert who has already gone down there. They have a proven system. They can lay it out for you step by step, give you that additional accountability, provide you with those additional resources so that you just have to show up, do the work, and then you get the result. That's going to cost you more money. You have to actually pay for that clean cut step-by-step blueprint. But by paying for it, it saves you so much time. And my friend, time is money. So that's what I mean by you cannot get around time or money, because even with paying the for sure route, right, the step-by-step process with a business coach, it still requires your time because you still have to do the work. You still have to show up for your coaching calls. You still have to implement the strategies they're telling you. The difference is you don't really have time that's wasted when you go through a coaching program than trying to learn everything out on your own. Okay. Number 4, commitment and dedication. So I cannot tell you enough, whether you are investing more with time or investing more with money, commitment and dedication is literally the 2 most important things when it comes to building a business. Because here's the thing. You are not going to always be motivated. You are not always going to be inspired. So you have to be committed. I can't tell you, like right now, my head is hurting. If you saw the sweatpants that I had on, you would be scared. There's times where my kids are yelling, and there's just times I can go on and on that I just do not feel like it. But you got to do it. Like, it's non-negotiable. It is literally a non-negotiable. Showing up every day for your business is a non-negotiable. Now, I want you to set boundaries. So I want you to make sure you block off time where it's like, I'm not working on these days. So for me, I'm kind of been in the rule right now because I really needed to get this video done while my kids are at my mom's house. But usually on Sundays after 1:30, it's a wrap. I'm not doing anything. But we just had Thanksgiving holiday and stuff like that. So I'm a little behind. Committing to your dream is so important because you got to understand you're human. You're going to have negative thoughts. You're going to have imposter syndromes. Your limiting beliefs will peak at times that you're about to have a breakthrough. So if you can't ignore your own thoughts, you're not going to be able to ignore anybody else's. And when you're building something, there's a lot of opinions and thoughts that's going to come your way. One of the best things that I feel it's important to understand when it comes to committing. It's something I heard Mike Tyson say, and he said that discipline, right? So commitment and dedication, but discipline is also really, really important and kind of goes with that. Discipline is doing what you hate, but doing it like you love it, committing to it, right? There's like, I can't even imagine how many athletes hate running, but they got to do it. They got to get in shape. There are entrepreneurs that don't like the research part of building their business, but they have to do it. You do not get to pick and choose when you show up in your business. That creates an inconsistency, not only in you as an entrepreneur, but in your brands and how you show up for your audience. And if people cannot trust you, they're never going to go into a paid transaction with you. Okay? One of the final statements that I wanted to make before we do a quick recap: you are going to be tempted to quit your job, because once you start building your business out and you start working on it every day and you find a love and you're starting to hustle, you're going to at times get miserable with your 9 to 5. It is part of the process. But do not quit that 9 to 5 until your business takes off, until you can replace that salary, and honestly replace more than that salary. Do not quit your job unless you are willing to lower your standard of living in order to walk away from your job. Here's what I mean. Right now, tally up all the money that you are just blowing, right? All the money that, so for instance, Starbucks coffee, how many times do you go out to eat? How many times do you just run and grab fast food instead of cooking? What type of subscriptions are you paying for? Like, I pay $50 a month for Savage Fenty. You know, my husband has like all the freaking streaming shows. Like, we have Netflix, Hulu, Prime. He literally has all of them. So really, are you willing to sacrifice all of the things that you do not need? Possibly even downsizing the home that you're in, the apartment you're in, so that you can walk away and just focus on your business? If not, if you are not willing to sacrifice the life that you have now built, you need to juggle both until you grow the business to a point where it can replace your 9 to 5. Okay? There are so many people that is like, oh, I'll quit my job because I have the passion. And it's like, it's great that you have the passion, but it's stupid. And I'm not calling you guys stupid, but it's stupid to let go of for sure income while you're still trying to build that brand and build that business and get the traffic. Because my friend, there's a lot of stuff in business that it's not concrete. There are going to be months where your sales peak, and then there will be months where they take a dive. So making sure you have a savings in line for that, and that you know how to go out there and make money on command, is going to be important. And not just gimmicky, not just scheming, and not just creating an offer to turn profit, but one that actually truly will create and give value to your audience. All right, so real quick, let's recap. The 4 things that you have got to do if you are working a 9 to 5 and trying to grow your business is: 1, you have got to get better at time management. You have the time. You literally have the time. How much time are you binging Netflix? How long do you sleep? How much time are you just sitting around scrolling on Facebook and Instagram? You have the time. The thing is, you have to make time, okay? Block it off on your calendar and stick to it. Number 2, time and money. You have to invest time and money. So go ahead and look at all of the things that you have to do. Look at all your other obligations and look at how much free time you have left over. Then decide how much time are you actually going to invest in your business. Same thing monthly. I highly encourage you pull 3 months of your bank statements and go through and highlight any personal subscriptions that you have. Highlight any time you went out for fast food, anytime you went shopping. Look how much money that not only are you spending in things you don't have to buy, but also look in the money that you have left over after you do everything and figure out how much money can I sacrifice to build my business. 3, find an expert. If you are someone who you know you need accountability, you know that you prefer to have a step-by-step proven system that you can show up for a coaching call, or you can sign into a client portal, watch a lesson, and implement the steps that it tell you to, and kind of do that on a weekly basis and get through the program. If that's your learning style, find an expert and pay the expert, but make sure you pay them when you have the means to. Don't go broke for it. Don't get to a point of being completely uncomfortable. So now you are dealing with too much stress to even properly and effectively implement what the course is teaching you. And 4th, commitment. You have to be dedicated, but you also have to have discipline. Because no matter what systems you put in place, no matter how much time you block off to build, if you only block time off on your calendar, but then you don't actually, like for instance, let's say you have an iPhone and you get the reminder, business building, which is what I call my time when I block it off to work on my business building in 15 minutes, and you just kind of like hit close and swipe it off and go back to doing what you're doing. None of that stuff makes any sense if you don't have the discipline to implement, if you don't have the discipline to work on your business every single day. Okay? So what I highly encourage you to do is schedule time on your calendar. Schedule time to build your business. Get fun. Get creative. I like to call mine business building. That's what's on my calendar, but I used to call it GSD that I got from a different coach, and pretty much it stands for get shit done. She was more like no sugarcoating. So like she likes GSD is what she names hers. I like business building. So one of my clients says becoming a CEO. And so whatever verbiage you have to put together to kind of spark some movement, name it that. And when you see it, you are literally jumping into building your business for whatever that allotted time is. 2, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur and or a small business owner and you are looking for some additional accountability, if you are looking for a community of people who are also building their business that you can lean on from time to time when you get stuck. More importantly, if you are getting to the point where you are ready to build a business that not only is going to give you freedom and financial freedom, but one where you feel fulfilled, one that you're proud of, and you're actually doing the things that you love to do, make sure you actually click the link below. Go ahead and book a discovery team. Book a discovery call with me and my team. See what we can do for you. We have a business development program where we actually take what you're good at and where your experience is. We show you how to monetize that. We put together a customized plan for you. And then we actually walk you through step by step. We talk to you every single week. We actually check in on you. Like, I have no problem with sending you an email, giving you a call like, hey, you haven't showed up to our last 2 calls. What's up? That accountability is needed. And if you are at that point where you know, I cannot do this by myself, I am ready for some help, make sure you click that link below, give us a call, and see how we can help you. All right, you guys, I hope this video helped. Make sure you stay tuned. Next week, we will be coming back with another video. All right, bye.